Hello, friends from the comic book world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the December 11th, 2023 FOC. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House, so the titles that you'll see today are those that we can sell into the international markets. And aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Twitter X, Instagram, and Facebook. So check us out at PRH International Comics, where we'll post our news and updates on there. And definitely comment down below on what you're going to be picking up for this coming FSC. So we'll go ahead and get started on our picks for this week. And we'll actually start off with cover. We'll do cover picks.
Yes.
There we go.
And I think I'm first, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is my first pick. This is Cyberpunk 2077 XOXO number 4, cover B by Jeffrey Allen Love. This comic is by Bartosz Strybor, sorry, and Jacob Rebelka. Um, I mean, this is such a beautiful cover. It's very different from all the others. And if you look at this piece of art, I don't think you would connect it automatically with cyberpunk. For some reason, that to me it seems very different, but it does make sense with the story. And there you had two two silhouettes sort of approaching each other, kind of very romantically, but they look very hauntingly. I loved how this is sort of like um what did you call that style of like with the black, I forget what it's called, charcoal, yeah,
Mhm.
effect on it. I love that it's very simple, but it also there's so much detail and you can get so much from this image. Very, very beautiful, very different art for a comic book cover, and I love it. I simply love it. Yeah.
So, the complete opposite to a colorful cover. This is my pick. This is Power Pack Into the Storm, issue number 1. This is the Nicoletta Balderi variant. And this is a retro series. This is written and drawn by the original creators of Power Pack, which will have Louise Simonson and June Bergman as creators for this, which is really cool that they're coming back to do this. So this actually takes place during the original series run, and so this is perfect for Power Pack fans to get this again, which I thought is really cool. Plus, the cover is awesome. I really enjoy
Yeah.
it. So yeah.
I love what Nicoletta Baldari is doing, and her art is amazing. And I was going to mention there's also another cover that I almost picked for this week. Also, Jackpot number 1. She did a cover of Jackpot, Mary Jane's new superhero character, and it's also, so check it out. Also, very
Yes.
cool on this FOC. Also, yeah. Next up is Star Trek Defiant annual variant. This annual, sorry, Star Trek Defiant annual variant retail incentive 1 in 10. This is by Rosa. And this is such a beautiful art. We have I forget the two characters' names. I'm sorry about that, but you have them there, kind of sort of the light from the transporter, and they have their own weapons in hand, and they're kind of back to back with either twilight or sunrise or something in the background, and looks very alien. But you also have the Star Trek logo right there in the middle of the light. It looks very cool, very beautiful. And this book is also, I mean, I'm following this book. I love Star Trek too, but I love that Christopher Cantwell is doing amazing writing, but also Ramon Rosales, which I'm a big fan, the Spanish illustrator, is the illustrator of this book. He also did an amazing main cover, which is, for all these books he's been doing. So highly recommend you check him out. But this one really stood out to me when you see that blackness of the sky with the stars and sort of them just transporting into an alien world. Looks amazing. Very cool.
Next up, I have With no surprise, Peach Momoko. This is X-Men issue number 30. This is the ROM variant. So Marvel is doing a collab with Hasbro on these ROM variant covers. This Peach Momoko is just like one out of I I looked at here, it's one out of six. So actually the first variant out of all of them is gonna be coming out in January, and that's with Amazing Spider-Man issue number 41. That's the Ryan Stegman ROM variant. So that's just like this is just like a one out of five other ones that you could potentially pick up with these ROM variants, which I think is really cool. So definitely, and that omnibus that we have for ROM just did so
Yeah.
well. So there is a lot of love for ROM. So it's really cool that we're getting these covers too.
Yeah, and it's safe to say that because of the success, obviously, of the comeback, we're going to see more Braum. So it's yeah, we need to start collecting all these, everything Rom, before it
Hmm.
becomes huge again. Yes. And my next pick is X-Men 30, Simone Bianchi variant, Fall of House of X. This is part of that crossover, big crossover for the X-Men. And this is a 1 in 60. And I mean, look how beautiful this is. It's such a cool cover, and you have all not just how beautifully drawn the characters are, but also the perspective and how I don't know how else to describe it. The colors themselves and how beautiful, but still kind of you feel how dirty it feels. I don't know how to describe that, but it, with the shades and the highlights in the right places, and you see, obviously, you see Beast at the front, Wolverine right behind. You see Colossus, Cyclops. You see so many of the X-Men in the background there. You see Magneto, Storm, and obviously Professor X right in the back, just his head kind of floating in the air. Very cool. And it's such a great X-Men uh, image to look at. It's just very typical, like you always see the X-Men coming at you in action. So this is a very beautiful one. Love
Hmm.
this one.
Right, my next cover pick is The Hunger in the Dusk. This is issue number 6, variant C. This is by Telesky Brown, and I really like Telesky Brown and his
Hmm.
works. He is most known for his pinups that he typically
Yep.
does, but this
We've talked
one
about him
that's
before.
really, yeah, I love it. It's it's beautiful.
They're amazing.
But this is in sort of a like a different tone, because
Yeah.
usually he does like really quirky, humorous, but also like very beautiful humans that he draws.
Yeah.
And this one is like leading into the fantasy a bit more, and I just think it's beautiful. It works that the background is white, and you're really seeing the characters in the forefront here. So I just enjoy it, so I had to pick this
Yeah,
one.
they're doing great covers for Hunger in the Dusk. Obviously, there's also a set by Cliff Chang has been doing like a different one for each issue, but also on the last issue before this one, number 5, which is just about to come out, is there's a Murakami one that's also very beautiful. And this is such a beautiful story too, and such a great fantasy story that it really deserved a lot of great cover arts, and it did they delivered. There's a lot of,
Mhm.
like, it's so hard to pick a cover for for this series because they're
Mm.
all amazing.
Yep,
Very
yep,
cool.
for sure. Okay, and then that's it for cover picks. And going into the news here, we have Mark Millar's Millarworld moves to Dark Horse, which is big news. That recently came out, and all the news articles are talking about it online. And I will list some of the titles that they've announced, but obviously this is just a select few. And there's going to be a lot more that's going to be moving to Dark Horse, but also new titles. So this partnership includes already published materials, but as well as new series. And the new series, well, actually, what you're seeing here is the Nemesis Rogues Gallery.
Mhm.
This is just one that's going to be included in this move, but other titles include the Magic Order, and which you'll see Volume 1 listed here. The Magic Order it's actually volumes 1 of 5, so be sure to expect more volumes coming our way. And then that one is it's a dark fantasy series that's based on Mark's next live action Netflix series,
Yeah.
which is going to be huge as well. So you definitely want to stock up on that when that does come out. The entire Nemesis Reloaded arc will be presented in one volume, so that should also be coming out as well. And let's see.
Illustrated by the great Jorge Jimenez, obviously.
Jorge Jimenez, who is an amazing being
Yeah,
to meet in
we met him
person.
in person in New York, and it was awesome. He was awesome.
Yes, yes. And the entire Nightclub Volume 1 as well. So it's getting a new Dark Horse edition
Yeah.
for this one. And if you didn't know, I didn't put this on the slide just yet because we don't have cover images yet, but Dark Horse has, as you know, Dark Horse does this really great, it's almost like a signature of theirs, oversized hardcover library editions. If you've
Yeah.
never beheld one, you should at least at one point because it's
Yeah.
so well put together.
Oh yeah.
So they're also going to do a library edition featuring Millar's work. So some examples will include The Wanted and Big Game library edition. You'll have the library editions for the ambassadors. I don't know if you've I picked some up. It was not too long ago when those single
Yeah.
issues were coming out. And then the Magic Order and many more will follow along with that. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout because there's going to be more announcements for this. So I thought this was a pretty cool announcement, and yeah, I just wanted to
Yeah,
shed a
and
light on it.
of course, I mean, well, I can't wait for the library edition for Magic Order because that's one of those series that I kind of missed out at the beginning, and now it's on volume 3 or 4. It's been that's a lot out already for Magic Order. Plus, there's the like you mentioned, the Netflix coming out, so I kind of missed out. So I've been waiting for a good chance to collect it, and a library edition would be amazing to
Mhm.
get it. And then, as you mentioned with the Netflix, just to remind everybody, it's not just the Magic Order. Millar has this contract with Netflix to develop a lot of his content into to for Netflix. So there's going to be a whole lot of this stuff that's going to be coming either live action or more because I know the announcement for that was kind of vague. It's like Magic Order is going to be live action, but it could be that eventually they could have some animation too, he's done too. He's done some animation for his stuff. So, anyways, big announcement for this week,
For
really.
sure, for sure. And that concludes our
Yep.
picks for this week and news for this week. As always, Hector and I, we really enjoy doing these on a week-to-week basis. So feel free to comment down below on, again, what you're picking up for this FOC, and because we'll love to hear from you. And yeah, that's it for today.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.